Philippine Indigenous Group AETA has most Denisovan DNA base on new research show. A small indigenous group surviving on the Bataan Peninsula on the Philippine island of Luzon has more Denisovan DNA than any other ethnic population in the world. That is the conclusion of an international team of evolutionary geneticists, led by Maximilian Larrainer and Mattias Jakobsson from Uppsala University in Sweden, who recently finished examining more than 2.3 million genetic samples taken from 118 Philippine island ethnic groups. Writing in the latest edition of the journal Current Biology, the scientists explain that they were searching for answers about humanity's complex and fascinating evolutionary past, including the truth about its interrelationships with its hominin cousins, the Neanderthals and the Denisovans. Out of this exhaustive study, the most remarkable finding to emerge is the discovery that members of a Philippine ethnic group known as the AETA Magbacan inherited about 5% of their genes from the fabled Denisovans. This mysterious species of hominin was closely related to the Neanderthals and more distantly related to modern humans, and has only been detected in the fossil record in the faintest of traces. Previously, the highest percentage of Denisovan DNA had been found in the genomes of indigenous people from the highlands of Papua New Guinea, another Southeastern Asian island. But the Denisovan inheritance was more than 40% smaller than what the AETA Magbacan are carrying. According to Larrainer and Jakobsson, Denisovans living in East Asia sometime in the distant past, most likely more than 100,000 years ago, crossed the waters of the western Pacific Ocean and settled on many islands throughout the region, including those of modern Papua New Guinea and the Philippines. For at least a while, they lived alongside various species of archaic humans, some of which have been identified through skeletal remains recovered during archaeological digs. Once modern humans left Africa, they began quickly dispersing across the globe, and around 50,000 years ago they arrived on the same Pacific islands that were already occupied by the Denisovans. When modern humans and Denisovans came into contact on the Pacific islands of Southeast Asia, some amount of interbreeding occurred. This admixture led to variable levels of Denisovan ancestry in the genomes of Philippine Negritos and Papuans. The AETA Magbacan are one of 25 subgroups of Philippine Negritos that still live on the Philippine Islands. In island Southeast Asia, Philippine Negritos later admixed with East Asian migrants who possess little Denisovan ancestry, which subsequently diluted their archaic ancestry, the authors continued, referencing a series of contacts believed to have occurred in the 3rd century BC. Some groups, though, such as the AETA Magbacan, minimally admixed with the more recent incoming migrants. For this reason, the AETA Magbacan retained most of their inherited archaic tracts and were left with the highest level of Denisovan ancestry in the world. Denisovans disappeared from the face of the earth approximately 40,000 years ago. Unlike the Neanderthals, they left behind only small indicators of their presence. This included a 40,000-year-old fossilized finger bone and a few fossilized teeth recovered from Denisova Cave in the Altai Mountains of eastern Siberia, and a 160,000-year-old jawbone found at Bashir Karst Cave in Tibet.